everybody, my name is Kadian Thomas and I am the author of young adult fantasy novel Sparks Fly. Sparks Fly is currently available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and IndieBound online. If you'd like to get signed copies of my book Sparks Fly, you could go to www.kadianthomas.com to order those, and I'll leave links in the description box down below as usual for you to check that out. The ebook is currently on sale for $2.99 on Kindle, Nook, Kobo, and many other ebook sites. So go get yourself a copy and check it out. So today I have for you an unboxing video, or not really an unboxing video since I know what books are already in the box, but I got some books from Book of the Month. And if you're familiar with Book of the Month, pretty much it's a book subscription box that you could get. But like Outcrate, where the book is a surprise and everything in the box is a surprise, the Book of the Month allows you to choose the book that you want from a selection of books each month. So each month they probably put forward, say, about 10 books, and then you choose which one you want. You could get multiple books if you want, but the choice is always yours. So there's really no surprise. We already know what's in the box, but I'm going to show you guys what books I got in this box. And it's not just one. More than one. But before I get to the book revealing for you guys, I have a couple announcements to make. So today I launched a page on Patreon, and if you're not familiar with Patreon, Patreon is a site for creators, writers, artists, dancers, singers, musicians, everybody who loves to create art and different things. And it's a site to allow creators to do what they love to do and create, and it allows people who would like to support these creators, fans or loved ones, to support the creators on a monthly basis. So I've heard about Patreon for a while now through other writers who have tried it, and I never thought that I would go on Patreon, but the more I thought about it and what my vision is and what I want to do, I feel like Patreon could definitely help me accomplish that vision. Who knows what's going to happen, who knows if it's going to be successful or not, but you really can succeed at nothing unless you try. And I wanted to join Patreon just because it's really expensive and it's a crazy process when you write and publish a book. There are costs associated with making the cover, with editing. In every stage of that book process, there is a cost associated with it. And marketing is like the worst. It's the most expensive. And to reach a very large audience, you need to put a lot into it. And so Patreon will help me to accomplish that, hopefully. But that's not the only thing. When I decided I wanted to publish my book, I started an LLC to publish my book under. It's called Sea Dragon Press, and with Sea Dragon Press, the hope was not only to publish my book, but in the future be able to publish the works of other authors, because it's really hard to find a publisher out there. I know the publishing word is very subjective, and maybe it's so subjective because there's not enough publishing company out there to sign as many authors and writers as they're coming forth. And I really wanted to be sort of a change in this industry, to look for new writers, look for different things, and not have to be solely focused on who has a bigger audience and that kind of stuff, but really the work that deserves to be put out there. And the initial hope for me was that I've been able to publish my books, 1, 2, 3, and so on, and be able to market and promote and get a revenue stream from that, enough to be able to invest in that business. So Patreon presented an opportunity for me to sort of get some support in that area, and in order to enable me to continue writing and publishing my books with the potential of moving in the right direction as it relates to the business that I foresee myself doing in the future in this publishing industry. So with Patreon, anyone who wants to can support me, and there are rewards and perks of being a patron of mine on Patreon. And my page is at www.patreon.com/authorkadian, and I'll leave links to that in the description box down below so you can check it out and see the awards and stuff that I have on there, and see all the goals that I've listed and laid out that I want to accomplish short term and also long term. If you can share my page, please share. If you can support, please support. If you can, I definitely understand. And that's all I have to say right now on Patreon. I'm really excited to see what we can possibly accomplish together. Announcement number 2 is that Saturday coming, I will be at Mount Vernon Library on a panel, and I'll be talking about writing life and maybe a little bit about publishing life. So I am like super excited, would not even believe it how excited I am. I'm like beyond overjoyed. And tomorrow I'll be calling into a local radio station to talk a little bit more about the fair and about my book. And so I'm also excited about that. Now that I'm done with that, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I got a haircut. So it's kind of short. At first I didn't really like it. It wasn't really what I was going for when I went to the hair salon. But it's kind of growing on me a little bit. Back is like super short. But that happened. Right, and now for the unboxing or book revealing. Let's see. I think the Book of the Month box is super interesting. It's kind of cool just because you already know what books you are gonna get, so you choose the book you want, and it's cheaper than it would be normally, so that, you know, there's a perk to getting the box versus just going out to the bookstore and buying the book. Because say for example the books you get, like a hardcover book that's probably usually $25, you get it for $10 for each book. So there's like a little savings to it. So this box is cool. If we're gonna compare it to the Owl Crate box that I usually do, I do like Owl Crate just because you always like that surprise factor. Like you're always being wild, like, oh, wonder what it is. But then what if it's something that you don't like, and then you're like, oh, okay, this book, yeah. So there's that, and there's also the Owl Crate box. All they give you is young adult novels, which I love young adult novels because I am a writer of young adult novels. But sometimes it's good to step outside your genre and read different things, and so that's what the Book of the Month box presents for you, different genres. So the first book that is in this box is It's Into the Water, a novel by Paula Hawkins. Let me read. This book is so big. So it says, dun, 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 secrets can pull you under. From Paula Hawkins, author of the #1 New York Times bestseller and global phenomenon, The Girl on the Train. An addictive new novel of psychological suspense about the slipperiness of truth and one family drowning in secrets. A single mother turns up dead at the bottom of the river that runs through town. Earlier in the summer, a vulnerable teenage girl met the same fate. They're not the first woman lost to these dark waters, but their death disturbs the river and its history, drudging up secrets long submerged. Left behind is a lonely 15-year-old girl, parentless and friendless. She now finds herself in the care of her mother's sister, a fearful stranger who has been dragged back to the place she deliberately ran from, a place to which she vowed she'd never return. Beware a calm surface. You never know what lies beneath. Next book inside this box is, I'm getting it. The Lies She Told by Kate Houlihan. Okay, that's how that looks. From the author of one of Kirkus Review's best books of the year, The Witherer's Wife, comes An electrifying story of love and deceit. The truth can be darker than fiction. Lisa Cole, a once successful novelist whose career has seen better days, has 1 month to write the thriller that could land her back onto the bestseller list. Meanwhile, she's struggling to start a family, but her husband is distracted by the disappearance of his best friend, Nick. As stresses weigh her down in her professional and personal lives, Lisa escapes into writing the chilling exploits of her latest heroine, Beth. Beth, a new mother, suspects her husband is cheating on her while she's home caring for her newborn. Angry and betrayed, she aims to catch him in the act and make him pay for shattering the illusion of their perfect life. But before she realizes that what she's doing, she's tossing the body of her husband's mistress into the river. What? Into the East River. Then the lines between Lisa's fiction and her reality eerily blur. Nick's body is dragged from the East River and Lisa's husband is arrested for his murder. Before her deadline is up, Lisa will have to face up to the truth about the people around her, including her own. If she doesn't, the end of her heroine story could be the end of her own. Ooh, okay, that sounds really interesting. I like that. The next book inside the box is the final book. For some reason I felt like I had more, but it's only 3. Okay. So the final book inside the box is, oh god, this one is so big. Sleeping Beauties, a novel by Stephen King and Owen King. And that's how that looks. I'm not gonna lie, this one is really heavy. Can you see how thick this is? Look how thick this is. And you can't see how big it is. I'm short, but it's so big. In a future so real and near it might be now, something happens when women go to sleep. They become shrouded in a cocoon like gauze. If they are awakened, if the gauze wrapping their bodies is stirred or violated, the women become feral, spectacularly violent. And whilst they sleep, they go to another place, a better place, where harmony prevails and conflict is rare. One woman, the mysterious Eve Black, is immune to the blessings or curse of the sleeping disease. Is Eve a medical anomaly to be studied, or is she a demon who must be slain? Abandoned, left to their increasingly primal urges, the men divide into warring factions. Some wanted to kill Eve, some to save her. Others exploit the chaos to wreak their own vengeance on new enemies. All turn to violence in a suddenly all-male world. Also, in this box, I got a little mini coloring book. And it was free. It has like, oh, you can't see it now, but it has like little pictures in there of people reading books. And there's a box of crayons in there. There's a bookmarker. And that is all that is in this box. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to see future videos from me. Also, follow me on my social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook to see when I'm doing giveaways and bookish posts and writing inspirations and tips. Speaking of giveaway, I do still have a giveaway going on Goodreads for Sparks Fly. That's going to be ending at the end of October, so you do have some time to go and check it out. And I'm giving away 2 books. Go ahead and enter, and I'll leave links to that down below in the description box so you can go and check it out. Thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you again next time when I post a new video. Bye.